away, days burn, disintegrate, years roll along and fade. Don't let them slip away. Right here, right now, today. These are the good old days. Right here, right now, today. Hey, these are the good old days.
If you were around in 1989, you could not ignore the summer of Batman. And if you were a kid in 1989, you could not help but get sucked into the summer of Batmania. In 1989, Warner Brothers released Batman, Tim Burton's live-action version of the Caped Crusader, which was maybe the first earnest take at a Batman movie. It may seem a little campy to some now, but to some of us, it was the quintessential Batman movie. It felt real, it felt important, and it was everywhere, where the marketing campaign behind a blockbuster movie was unignorable. Batman was everywhere. And for those of us who love toys, it was incredible. A little toy company from Montreal, Quebec, Canada got the rights to make the first round of Batman the movie toys from ToyBiz. And the line was not big, but it was enough. We got 3 figures, Batman, Bob the Goon, and the Joker. And we got a Batcave playset. We got the quintessential Batmobile. We got a couple motorcycles. We got a Joker van. But maybe the best vehicle toy of the line, which was tied to one of the most incredible scenes from the movie, is the ToyBiz Batman Batwing. This jet looked just like the one from the movie. It had an action grip handle, made it easy to play and fly with. It had grippers to catch your Joker figure, your Bob the Goon figure. It shot darts. It was an incredible toy. So today, we're going to take one that needs a little work and see if we can't get it back in the skies of Gotham.
My balloons. He stole my balloons! Why didn't somebody tell me that he had one of those things?
All right, here is our Batwing Bat Jet by ToyBiz. And what's here is in good shape. It has its handle and its trigger still works. And so the front pinchers work so you can capture villains or balloons, whatever you need to do. The cockpit there, the stickers inside is in good shape, so that's not a concern. But there are some pieces missing. So you can see here that the canopy that goes on top is missing, and the rear fins are missing. It's not, the darts here are missing, and the stickers on the side are missing. So we want to take a look at those things. We're going to start by trying to make up a canopy for it. Alright, so here's our canopy framework, and I'm really happy with the way that turned out. And if we did our job properly, it should just snap into place, and it fits like a glove. That's fantastic. Yeah, so it fits in there real nice. It hinges nice and easy. So that's great. So now we just got to figure out what we're going to do for the canopy glass. So I went to the dollar store and found this dome for putting in your garden over a plant. So I think it works well for that. Or you can put the bottled city of Candor in there. Or hopefully you can make a canopy for your Batwing. So this is good because it's kind of like the right thickness, and also it's already kind of curved. So I'm just going to cut a piece of it out, and then I'm going to measure it to size. And it's going to be a little bit finicky just because of the nature of pressure fitting some plastic in here. But I'm going to fit it in here and then trace it out with a Sharpie, and then I can be able to cut it out and it'll fit in there perfect. We're going to try and glue it in place. So we're just going to take this Sharpie and just again mark off where the edges are, and then we should be able to just cut out a perfect match for this this canopy. And once we have that cut out, again, it should just fit in here real nice. There we go. That's going to fit. That's going to fit great. And so I'm going to put a little bit of crazy glue on the framework itself, and then I'm going to fit the piece of plastic in there, and then I'm going to take just some clips and clip it in place and let it really set nicely. You don't want to. I know crazy glue dries real quick, but I don't want to take any chances. So just going to clip it into place there, and then when that's dry, we should be able to take the clips off, and the canopy glass, for lack of a better term. Perfect. So now it's glued in there. It's not going anywhere. And we're just going to take that process and duplicate it for the front. So we're just going to take another piece of the plastic. We're going to cut it out to fit the front, and do the same thing. It's a little bit trickier because it has this angle at the front. But again, we're going to fold it over. We're going to trace out the outline of it. Beautiful. And again, cut it out to fit. And then once we have it cut to fit, we're going to again just make sure it's again traced around as we go here. Beautiful. Now once we have this piece cut out, we should be able to fit it in and glue it the same way. Again, it's going to be a little bit finicky just because of the nature of what's going on. But the method before, we put a little bit of crazy glue on there and then clamped it into place, seemed to work really well. I was super happy with that, so we're going to try it again. And so just putting some glue here. I made a little lip at the front just to hold the nose of the plastic in there a little easier, and put that in place. Beautiful. Then we have it clamped, and when that's nice and dry, we should be able to take the clamps off, and this is actually working pretty great. There is a little spot of glue on the canopy there, and I was thinking about redoing it, but every model I ever made as a kid had a little bit of glue that would get on the windshield, so it was a little bit nostalgic, so I left it in there just as a nod to making models with my grandpa when I was a kid. But all that being said, it snaps right into place here, and we now have a canopy for our Batwing, and I think that looks great. I'm really happy with the way that turned out. Alright, the next thing we need is the rear fins for the Batwing that just slot into these little holes here. You can see they weren't very complicated, just some wings for the back, so let's glue our 3 space and make some up. right, so here is the 2 wing fins that we made, and I really like the way they turned out. And again, we kind of made them just to fit in these little slots at the back, and so they fit in there nicely. I am going to put a little bit of hot glue in there just to hold them nice and firm, just to avoid any stress on like the printed material having the flex to hold it in place. This glue is going to help it out a little bit. And once we have that in place, the wings should just snap right in there and fit perfect. So there's the first one, and then again, let's do it again for the second one. And yeah, I'm really liking the way those turned out. Man, this thing is awkward to awkward to display. Yeah, so we're going to put a little bit of glue in the connector there, and then put our second wing in, and it should be really shaping up to be coming together here. There we go. Really turned out nicely. This is, again, simple fixes today, but they really go a long way in making this Batwing look complete. Now the next part is the stickers that go on the side wings here. Now these stickers were just simply that chrome shiny Batman '89 logo, and so just you can go on Google and find some really easily. I printed them onto some high gloss sticker paper, and we're just going to simply cut them out and then apply them to the wings here. And again, not much to these stickers. As a kid, I kept saying, like, oh, I think I'd like it better if it was just black like the movie. But as an adult collector, having these stickers on here makes it feel much more like a toy as opposed to a model, and that's what it always should have been. So really happy with the way these stickers are looking, and yeah, it's really coming together. Beautiful. Now the next thing after these stickers are in place, which couldn't be happier with, are the interesting choices that ToyBiz made for the projectiles for this. Now, all kinds of vehicles had all kinds of missiles and projectiles at the time, and even though on the box for these front cannons, it made it look like it had a typical toy missile like a G.I. Joe vehicle would have had, they actually made the choice to use the same soft orange darts that all the like dollar store, dime store, drugstore dart guns had at the time, which was a real odd choice to have these bright orange darts in your Batwing. And with the movie having a real cool scene depicting better armaments, I think we could do better than orange darts. So we're going to make up some of those front miniguns for our Batwing here. All right, so here are the front miniguns that are going to fit into the rubber dart slots. I think they look really great, and in my mind would be a better addition. So these should fit just nice and snug right into here. Perfect. Again, they are just exactly sized, so they just slot in there nice and snug, but you can remove them if you want to. But really love the way that these cannons look in the front. I think that really takes this to the next level. So that's fantastic. So again, it's a few quick little repairs here, and this Batwing is looking, I think, better than it ever has, and just such a fun toy, such a fun toy line. But even though it's all here and it's all looking good, and I'm super happy with it, this thing has been a nightmare to film, just because it sits awkwardly, it displays awkwardly. So I'm going to try and make a stand for it, and so it makes it easier to display. So let's head to our 3D space and see what we can do. Alright, so here's our Batwing stand to make it easier to display. I think it, looks great, and it should just fit right into place like so. So there you go. There's our look at the ToyBiz Batwing. And man, was this ever a fun project. I love being able to restore and create the missing pieces. I love putting the extra touches that we put in there with those front-mounted machine guns. The stand makes it look incredible on display. This was just a joy to work on. If you had as much fun as I did, make sure you like, share, subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff. If you want, you can support us on Patreon so I can keep doing this. But mostly, I just hope that you're here for the next video.